channel, and I'm so proud and happy to tell you that Daniel Hadawi is back with us from the Island Spirit up there at beautiful Ventura Sportfishing. Daniel, how the heck are you, man?
I'm great. How are you doing, Phil?
I'm doing good. I'd be doing a lot better if I were up there on the Island Spirit catching some fish.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
I wish you were fishing right now.
I know. Well, so your next trip, and I kind of entitled this show tonight, the Channel Island Update. I thought perhaps you could talk about your last Saturday, where you fished, what you caught, how you caught them, and if anything else has changed, you privy to any kind of info or anything like that, you could share it with us right now. So I'll let you take it away in terms of how it was last time you were out.
Yeah, so we were out on Saturday, excuse me, and we had really good fishing. We had a hard time where we first started in the morning trying to catch whitefish, just kind of battling the current there on the front of the island. It was a little much, but we made a little move, found a nicer spot to fish, and we threw a bunch of, we had good whitefish fishing, caught some sculpin. We had other critters we had to throw back because it's not April 1st yet. But we had fun fishing for a while there, and then the last half of the day we went inside shallow and started kind of looking for game fish. It was super lively back there. Good sign of game fish. A lot of birds around. Looks like there's squid moving in possibly.
Ooh, nice.
It was good looking conditions, good looking water. I think it's gonna get pretty good here soon. But in the afternoon, we spent some time fishing super tight into the island and caught a couple legal halibut, couple short halibut, and we also caught a sea bass that was just a tiny bit short. But things are shaping up. It's looking good.
Boy, that sounds really excellent. Are you talking about where you were, or is that a secret? Are we not talking about what island you fished?
It's not a secret. I mean, we fished the Anacapa. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Good. And you want to be a little more specific. When you say game fish, did you see yellows? What did you see exactly?
I didn't see yellows, but we saw sea bass. There's a good sign of sea bass around. Obviously, we caught one. We also caught some calico bass. It was good. There's a lot of life back there. It's shaping up to be a good season, I think.
That's great, and that squid moving in, that can only help. Now, halibut fishing, everybody seems keyed in on this in 24.
Yeah.
There's been some good halibut fishing, and I think, if I remember right, and I'm an old man and my memory's shot, Daniel, so don't laugh out loud, but I think you told me that you had some Friedman Adventures guys who came to the wheelhouse and said, hey, man, we saw your show and we want to catch a halibut.
Absolutely. On both of our trips so far this year, I've had some guys come up and say that they've watched our show, and it's awesome. So if you guys do hear about our trips from the show, don't be shy. Come up to the wheelhouse, say what's up. We can say hi to Phil together, chat for a little while. Don't be shy. Yeah.
How was halibut fishing? You had a couple fish, right?
Yeah, we had a couple fish and missed some bites. Unfortunately, we hooked a couple other ones that we never got to see. It's part of the game, but yeah, they're over there. They're biting a little bit. There certainly patches of biting halibut around.
Steve Bermudez is joining us. He says you gotta love that current. Sometimes a blessing, sometimes a curse. Right? That's true.
That's very true. A lot of the times you need the current to catch fish, but you have a little bit too much of it, you can't really fish.
Hey, just for the novice guy, or maybe, there's a lot of people who don't understand when a captain anchors up and he goes, man, no current.
Oh, did we lose Phil? All right, well, while Phil's gone, I think what he was getting at is that sometimes we'll anchor up and kind of explain to you guys that obviously fish bite on different tides. Sometimes the tide is low and Phil's back.
I'm back.
I was just explaining to them. I think what you were asking is like, we try to explain to people like how the current works. Sometimes we have
Right.
to, anchor up and stick it out and be patient. And we know that once the current starts running, let's say downhill, there's a better chance we'll get bit or whatnot. Or is that kind of where you were going?
Yeah, exactly. Or just why is it important to have current? Why the angler that says like, why do we need current? Why is that important?
I think the way that the fish feed, it's really dependent on water movement.
Yes.
So, sometimes it'll just be slack condition and everything will kind of be off. There's no water movement. The fish are kind of lethargic. They're not feeding. And then when, the current picks up one way or another, things start happening. Fish start, getting active, chasing bait around. And, yeah, sometimes these like sea bass bites are super dependent on having enough current. So sometimes you just got to be patient, keep your line in the water, and wait for the current or the tide to get high or low or whatnot. Just it's a waiting game a lot of the time, but your best bet is just being patient, having a bait in the water. My
Yeah.
favorite thing to say to people that get bored and they don't want to fish anymore is you're not going to catch them in the galley. You gotta have a bait in the water for when they come through.
That is so true, man. You see guys complaining sometimes, and I'm like, dude, you're not even fishing, man. Get a bait in the water. Make it
Yeah.
happen here. Yeah, that's for sure. Hey, I think it's worth repeating in case there's new people and anybody'd like to ask Daniel a question. Here's your chance. Daniel,
Yeah.
still just a little bit more time left to save 20% off on every trip that you book on, I believe, both the Island Spirit and the California if you do it
Absolutely.
before April 1st.
Yep. Yeah, so we have that promotion. You can punch it in online when you're checking out for a trip, or you can call the landing and just mention it on the phone. But it's going to be preseason 20. They'll get you 20% off on any trip that you book. Now throughout the rest of the year, you just have to use it before April 1st. So it's valid during the preseason, which is almost over. It's coming up in about a week or so here, a couple of weeks. So make sure you get your reservations in while you still have the chance to save 20%.
It's unbelievable how fast this freaking year is going, by the way,
Oh
already,
yeah.
man. Oh my God, it's brutal. So you got the 20% thing working on Saturday, but you have the 20% thing and Kids Fish Free working for you on Sunday, right? On the Island Spirit.
Correct. Correct. Sunday's coming fast. So Sunday we have the kids fish free day. So you can, with every adult ticket that you purchase, you can bring a child ages 12 and under for free. So you want to bring your kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, whoever. Just Sunday's the day. Introduce kids to fishing. Come out on the Island Spirit, and we plan on having a good time catching some fish.
That sounds awesome. In that game fish area, when you were seeing those fish, sea bass, what was your water
Mhm.
temp?
It's about 58. Yeah,
Okay,
about
that's
a
pretty.
degree warmer than last week, but
Oh,
really like clean, nice looking water. It's all like milky, sandy on the beach, and then it clears up quite a bit out. It's the water looked really good, looked clean.
so you've
Yeah,
been doing this a long time. Does it seem like we're real close to something like a sea bass bite taking off, or at least catching a few here and there?
yeah, absolutely. I think it's bound to happen soon. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too, man. If
Yeah.
I were going to bring a couple of rods, how many rods do I need to bring for a trip on the Island Spirit, and what would they be?
I mean, personally, no matter no matter what kind of trip I go on, I'm a two rod guy. I just like to bring two rods. We all have our favorite rod, and the majority of the time, it's probably going to be the one you use all day. But before April 1st here, while we can't fish, deep for like quality cod and all that, we're keeping everything shallow. We're keeping all of our gear light. So it'll be much of the same this week. As far as like rods, you want to bring like a light to medium rated rod. Um, for line size, probably anything like 20 to 30 pound test is good. You don't need anything heavier. If you'd like to fish a little bit lighter just for fun, that's fine. But I'd recommend probably 20 to 30 pound test. Small hooks, we're going to be using all small J hooks. For the whitefish, sheephead, sculpin portion of the day, we're going to be using squid strips. So you're going to want like a size 1 or 1.0 J hook. And then later on to fish game fish, kind of match the hatch with the bait. We have decent sized sardine, but still want to use smaller hooks like size 1, size 2, size 1/0. J hooks are perfectly fine. So you want to bring your small J hooks and your torpedo sinkers between sizes like 4 to 10 ounce. It's about all the tackle you need.
All right, perfect. Those twin tail swim baits, do you like those at all?
Yeah, the flukes work. We
Yeah.
had a couple guys fishing the fluke on the last trip. We did get a couple short bites. Weren't able to capture any, but the fluke certainly is popular and does work. So if you want to use a fluke, think the most popular one is made by Zoom. It's that 7-inch white fluke by Zoom. That's a really good one. And as far as the head for it, what I like is the orange head. That's worked for me. I've heard that it works really well for other people as well. I'm
Good.
a big fan of the orange lead head, and if I'm gonna get lead heads, probably anywhere from like a 3/8 size to like a 1 ounce size lead head. Nothing too big or crazy. It's super shallow water. Probably start with a 3/8, and if you get a lot of current, maybe bring up to like a 1 ounce lead head.
Yeah, good deal. You mentioned it, but I just want to be real clear with everybody about it. April 1st, the Rockfish opener, and then
Mm-hmm.
it's game on up there. And the Channel Islands, man, I'll tell you what, talk about great rock fishing. That's got to be one of the finest places in SoCal to fish rockfish.
Oh, absolutely. The rockfish fishery up here is like no other. That's kind of our bread and butter up in this part of the ocean. But yeah, it's exciting for all of us. We love fishing rockfish. The quality is usually outstanding here. Even locally, there's good opportunity to catch nice big rockfish and in good quantities as well. So I'm excited for April 1st to come around. I can't wait to fish some cod.
Well,
Um,
I'm gonna warn you right now because I've looked at my
mhm.
calendar, but I'm looking. I think I might come up there and shoot a video at the opener with you on the islands, but of course, with your permission.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, let's do it. Anytime.
I think that sounds like
Yeah.
fun. Steve
Yeah, that'll be
Bermudez
fun.
wants. Steve wants to know what the heck that white sea bass was caught on. What rig?
So that was on a sliding sinker rig with a sardine. So there was one gentleman named Hal, I believe, and he was fishing a slider with a sardine, just trying to fish halibut, really just kind of keeping that sardine close to the bottom, dragging it along, and he got picked up by a sea bass there. Yeah.
That is good stuff, man. I'm hoping for lots more of those. And we do have the Rockfish opener coming up. And just to drive it home to everybody, guys, listen, you can book the Rockfish opener. You can book a Rockfish trip anytime in April or anytime after that. You can get 20% off if you go to VenturaSportfishing.com or call Sal at the landing 805-676-3475. Mention preseason 80 or preseason 20. Yeah, 80 preseason 20 to Sal. He'll take good care of you. Or at checkout, just put that in at checkout. And
Yep.
man, I don't know how you can pass that deal up. That's a great deal.
Yeah, I don't really see that anywhere else. It is nice to save a little bit of money on your ticket price, so take advantage for the last couple weeks while you can. And like Phil said, for that opening day on April 1st, you may have a chance to be on the Friedman show if you come down.
Yeah. I
So
think
come
we're
on
going to have
out.
to make that a deal now.
Let's fill that trip up and let's have a good time.
That sounds like fun. Hey, Rick Slater says, when does the white sea bass limit change and why? Why is the Channel Islands the best place for a, what does that say?
For a barn door, like a nice
Barn
halibut.
door. Yeah, there you go. For a
Yeah.
barn door. You ought to know
Well,
that
for
with
your
your 55 pounder.
yeah. Yeah, that was a barn door. But for your first question, Rick, the sea bass limit changes on June 15th. So it kicks up to 3, and then it changes back to 1 in the middle of November there. I think November 15th or 16th it changes back to 1. But the limit changes during the summer months, kind of outside of their spawning season, like earlier in the season, like April, May, that's when we see a lot of the like really bigger sea bass around. You're obviously spawning. You got those big mamas swimming all over the place that are full of eggs. So at that time of the year, you can only keep one. And then when you get into the summer months and the schoolies come in, it's a lot of like more schoolie sized sea bass. They come in greater quantities. You can catch three then. So has something to do with their spawning patterns and just the way they migrate around here. So yeah, it's really exciting. People get super pumped for the limit change there in June.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, and I've had the pleasure of working on the Endeavor the last 5 years, so we've had plenty of great sea bass days on there, and got to
Oh
learn a lot
God.
about it. So that's something I'm looking forward to hopefully fishing on here a bit too. Um, and second question was, why is the Channel Islands the best place for halibut? Um, I can't tell you exactly why, but history will show you that they live here, man. There's a really nice halibut fishery up here. Um, we have our four main, northern Channel Islands, and each one of them has really exceptional halibut fishing at times. There's just a lot of fish around. It's great. It's a great habitat for them. There's a lot of sandy bottom, a lot of kelpy, rocky structure that has sand patches, throughout that they live in. It's obviously it's has a lot to do with the bait as well. We have a lot of squid that move in up here, and those halibut kind of key in on that squid during the summer months. So yeah, it's really good habitat for them. They have a lot of food here, and they've been here forever, and it seems like there's more of them now than there's ever been. Really, I mean, halibut fishing just kind of continues to get better and better. So hopefully we can stay on that trend and have a good year fishing halibut as well.
My dad was born and raised in Oxnard. He's been gone for a few years, but I still remember him talking to me.
Yeah,
And that's when halibut fishing wasn't very good in SoCal when I was a kid
yeah,
decking on the boats. And he told me he was fishing at Point Magoo and had
mhm,
26 halibut one day. And I was like, God, Dad, that just sounds so awesome. So, as you
yeah.
say, they've been there for a long time. This has been something that's been going on,
Oh
and
yeah,
hopefully it'll just keep going.
yeah,
Hey, Dan Lightfoot says, "What pound test line was used? Are you talking about the white sea bass,
yeah.
Dan?
So
Let's get this out."
I'm assuming he is, and basically my tackle recommendation that I gave to everybody when we switched over to the kind of game fish section of our day was that since we were fishing with live fin bait and so shallow, like we were drifting between like 3.5, 4, and 7 fathoms. So I can do some quick math. It's anywhere from like 20 to 40 feet. Basically, we were in very very shallow water. So I kind of recommended for everybody to fish a 20-pound test. I personally brought some fluorocarbon too, and made sure that everybody had some fluorocarbon to use if they didn't have any. But I think I got it right here. But yeah, it's good stuff. Just got plenty of fluorocarbon up in here in case anybody didn't bring it. But just for the kind of the way the water was super clear, you want to make sure that you have the advantage of using fluorocarbon when fishing the game fish. I think it makes a big difference. You get a lot more bites. That line is super strong. It's way more like abrasion resistant than monofilament is, and obviously it's super hard to see under the water. So it kind of gives you a few different advantages there. But yeah, I recommended everybody to use 20-pound mono and a small J hook, and it was up to them whether they wanted to fish a regular dropper loop, reverse dropper loop, fluke, lead head, slider, whatever. But we kind of had everybody trying some different stuff, and yeah, it seemed like the dropper loops and the sliders did the best.
That sounds awesome. Steve Bermudez is back. You never know whether Steve is serious or screwing around. So he says, "Thank you, Captain, for spending your time with us, because in this confused world, we need hope." Sounds a little
Anytime.
funny.
I
Uh,
love the question.
yeah, Steve, dial 911 if you're having trouble. Cue ball says, Phil, I'm late. What's popping? Hey, we got Daniel Hadawi from the Island Spirit. That's what's happening. And I think you know a guy by the name of Scott Kim. Scott,
Oh yeah.
welcome. It says Jennifer Kim, but he signed it Scott. Daniel, congratulations. When did you get your captain's license? Hey, Scott, welcome to the show, man. You got a guy that's really proud and happy for you.
Yeah, thank you, Scott. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Scott was he fished with me quite a bit with one of our charters from the Endeavor with the Yoon brothers, Ray Cruz, and all those boys. Haven't seen you in a while, Scott. Hope you're doing good, and thank you for that. I got my license in. I went to school in October of 2022 and got my license in December of 22. So it's been about a year and some change.
All right. Hey, thank you so much, Scott, for joining us here. Daniel, I don't see any more questions, man. And I think you've done another great show here. Anything else that you need to tell everybody out there to get them ready for this Saturday and Sunday on the Island Spirit out of Ventura, sport fishing in beautiful Ventura, California?
Not really, guys. I mean, we do have close to enough reservations to go on Saturday, so that trip looks like it's gonna roll. So if you guys would like to come out, like we already said a couple times, just please contact the guys in the landing at 805-676-3474 and talk to Sal in there and ask about the Island Spirit for this Saturday. And also on Sunday, we do have a couple people signed up, but we need quite a few more to roll. And it is Kids Fish Free Sunday. So that's a great day to go take the kids fishing, come out and have some fun on Island Spirit. Looking forward to seeing you guys this weekend. We went over the tackle, so just bring your small J hooks, lighter setups, 20 to 30 pound test, and some 4 to 10 ounce sinkers. We'll have live bait. We'll have some sardine and anchovy as well as squid strips, and just gonna try to make the best of our day. So I hope to see you guys this weekend and have a good week.
All right, you're not getting away that fast because we got a few more questions
Oh
here.
yeah, looks like
Steve,
we do have a couple more.
Steve Bermuda says, the hope for me is that I will catch one fish this year. If you've ever seen Steve fish, Daniel, he better break out the rosary, man. I'm telling you right
Yeah.
now, doing novena, that is for sure. What is it? It is Chalu Matthew, maybe? Uh,
Okay.
Good to see you here. Take your word on not using a swivel for a halibut. Landed one on the rocks. Man, how's that? You got
That's
this guy a
awesome.
halibut.
That's sweet, dude. Send me a picture of it on Facebook. My Facebook is Daniel Had. You want to send me a request and show me your halibut you caught? That's super cool. Good
That
job.
is, and thank you for sharing that with us because you
Yeah.
gain that knowledge here from Daniel, and that means a lot to me. So thank you so very, very much. A guy by the name of Robert Graber said that he paid attention also, went out on his private boat, rigged exactly the way you said to rig, and he had a big halibut. He ought to send that over to you too. It was a
Yeah.
beautiful fish, and he attributed his success to your advice.
Awesome. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, we had some private boats next to us over the weekend, and they were all very friendly, waving, saying hi. Looked like they were trying to drift for halibut as well. So hope you guys caught some, and hope you guys want to come out with me and catch them as well.
Oh man, yeah, this is good stuff. Well, what a great
Yeah.
audience tonight. We deeply appreciate it. And Daniel, it is always great to see you. I think we've well hit it one more time, man. Hit that website and phone number. We get another question, we'll entertain it, but go ahead.
Yeah, right on, guys. So visit us at venturasportfishing.com. Look for the Island Spirit on there. $110 super extended half day trip, and use the code preseason20 for 20% off on that. And then also you can call the landing at 805-676-3474.
All right. Hey, we got another one here for you. Jaime Fernandez Jr. Hey, have you heard of this reel? I think it's out of China. You know what the name of it is? Well, I'll just read it. Anyone using Pissin Fun gear with a heavy rod? This freaking reel is called Pissin Fun. I want to be
I
the head
can't say I've
marketer
heard
for
of it.
that, man.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I can't say I've heard of it though.
You haven't seen a Pissin Fun?
I don't think I have, no.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, I'll tell you. I mean, come on, watch what you're doing. And Scott Kim says he's doing great. He misses you as well.
Yeah, right on, Scott. Come on out. Island Spirit, baby.
All right, Daniel, always good to see you, my friend. Thanks for spending time with us. Maybe we'll do this again. If anything changes up there, you hear about a sea bass bite or anything like that, let us know. But in the
Absolutely.
meantime, I hope you get out full on Saturday and Sunday and catch a lot of fish just like you did last weekend.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Phil. I look forward to it, guys. Everybody have a good night.
Daniel, take great care. Always good to see you, my friend.
All righty, you too. We'll see you
Bye bye.
soon. Bye.
Thank you.